I got problems to solve, okay? My life partner has worms and I can't afford to get him medicine right now or get an answer from people that could help so far, okay? But I'm watching About That with Andrew Chang and I haven't even finished watching it. It's called Is Trump Really Coming After Canada for Its Critical Minerals? Trump is about possession, assets, profit, the monetary magical paradigm, okay? So, uh, yeah, he Andrew Chang is talking in a very calm voice, and he's saying, "Yeah, it looks like Trump might really want to annex Canada." Okay, so so I'm giving you the definition of annexation. Okay, in the sense of a country, annexation is when one country takes control of another country's land, usually by force. It's considered an act of aggression and is illegal under international law. So the word is not wants to annex Canada, is wants to go to war with Canada so they could have military occupation or hurt us so much that we will have an annexation treaty. I'm not making this stuff up, people. I mean, some people are still alive today from the last World War and they think somehow we've conquered war, and it's because we have such a flawed image of ourselves. And again, when it comes to critical minerals, you want to save your country or you want the United States to not attack Canada, stop buying useless technology. And when I say useless, it's pretty much what you think is vital technology. Fix more vehicles instead of buying new ones. Uh, don't change your phone. I haven't had a new phone in 10 years, and I don't even want a phone, but I still have old ones that work. And at a time when they kept coming phones, I've got a whole bunch. I don't really need more of that stuff. So please, people, I've been telling you for years in my vlogs from Dr. Humanix YouTube is that the flaw is not that we need more technology to solve our problems. It's the opposite. We need less mineral or metal related technology. We have fallen behind on human thinking tools technology. This is what can evolve sentience and sapience. We are not Homo sapiens or humans, or we've not created a stable proto civilization, or we're not a concept called humanity. Stop believing nonsense about yourselves. And people that criticize others, oh man, I can't believe how much they do it. More and more, their intellectual laziness is making them blame other people. Like blaming Trudeau for so many things when really the world is changing. Okay? And people, you have to be ready to learn new things. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be really honest with you. Okay? This is how I see you, the species I share DNA with, the Homo communio. Okay? And don't you dare call yourselves Homo sapiens unless you're ready to be in a series of tests and public debates with me. I've seen this just today at badminton, but in pretty much all other badminton clubs, and I've seen this around the world, and I've seen it in many, many things. Okay, so people do not want to be lifelong learners. They don't want to learn to be even a little bit good at what they do. That's the majority of you, okay? So, for example, I give free badminton coaching. My posters for tutoring have been out. I will give a free first appointment to alleviate your fears that I know what I'm doing. You won't take advantage of this. You'll keep playing a sport for a long time, wrong, thinking if you play long enough, you'll get better. Instead of taking lessons, instead of learning new things, you'll keep doing this. It's driving me nuts because it's like, oh my God, the norm has developmental disabilities. And if I say this, and the evidence is there, and their response to me saying this will be more evidence of it, oh my God, this Homo sapien is the most oppressed person on the planet. No friends, no family, no job. And yet there's so many skill sets I have. I didn't become a polymath, a person with people. Somebody just asked me today, what are your skills? And I could answer the truth related to that particular profession is you can pretty much consider that there's nothing I can't do. And if I've never done it, I'll learn it very, very quick. It's easy to demonstrate this. But for people to even ask this, sometimes they're in professions where, yeah, 20 years ago, a 12-year-old could learn this really quick if he's motivated to get minimum wage to buy, comic books or whatever. So I'm not a polymath because I was born with genes that made me know things or learn things without having to learn things. I have overcome intellectual laziness. I won't suffer from dementia because I'm a lifelong learner and I don't say I am. I demonstrate I am. Now, what's scary, people? What's scary is this doesn't just relate to badminton. I don't see people expect themselves to get better by just talking or doing something wrong for decades, and then suddenly, if they ever get the courage or an adult type attitude to take lessons, they have got decades of bad habits to undo. Now, it's not just about badminton, it's everywhere. It's the people that raise kids that don't want to do the work to get better at it. It's the people that work in your schools, whether it's kindergarten or universities, is they are so limited and nobody challenges themselves to these fake image that we sell of ourselves. So people, if you want to avoid the world getting worse around you, stop being the villains of history, which are the majority. Stop getting technology that you really, really don't need, that you really could do without. Stop buying cars that supposedly have these safety features that make it that you can take a nap when you're driving. Learn to drive properly. It's everywhere. If we had a culture where it was normal to have, let's say twice a year, these contests where people bring their cars and there's cones and you have to be able to do all these maneuvers or go with somebody who'll test you to see how great you are just following the rules of the road with by losing the least points, then the roads would be safer. But no, you just want a silly test that you'll keep trying and paying for and eventually pass because there's such a backlog. And then the person hopes, if they have standards, that you won't kill them or their loved ones or yourselves and your kids. That's how bad we are at expecting quality in our lives. So please, people, instead of saying, oh, he just wants to annex, which is another way to say we may be going to war. Like the United States right now, whatever instability they create, there'll be the last cup will overfill, but they're building that cup, and there'll be one event, and they'll say that event with that person saying that thing, or that event, that person dying there, or whatever. But really, it's a build-up. It's a build-up because you've been devolving yourselves because of HSD. You hit a ceiling at one point where you needed to work harder to get to the next level of psychological development as a species, and you just decided, nope, we've got pretty decent weather in the last 12,000 years, and technology is making it a little bit easier, and turns out a lot of people are getting away with doing bad things to others that makes their life even easier, and the others, turns out, as a majority, took it, and it's getting worse and worse, and the inequalities now is they're unsolvable. But one of the mitigation ventures I'm trying to teach you guys is stop not being lifelong learners. Stop being in fear or worries or blaming other people that are not at fault for your own intellectual laziness. Start growing your own food. Start having proper conversations and making agreements that you don't need a phone to double check or to cancel or whatever because you knew how to think about planning and communicating and managing your own lives.